Hello everyone, I welcome you to Constech Academy. This lesson is brought to you by Master Moses Srede of Constech Academy. This is where we have stopped in our previous lesson. We were working on the form. We're working on the form. So this is what we were working on. Now, this is what we are working on. Now we want to we want to do some changes over here in database system. The first rule is considered as the field, and then the second rule is considered as the database. So for our line of codes to work, then we need to reposition it well. So we are going to copy the headings, this heading. So Control X to cut, and then you are going to paste it here. Okay, that's correct. Then you expand this one, expand it. Okay, expand it to suit your preference. Okay, expand it to fish. You can now delete this one. So you go to home and you go to delete cell. That's correct. Now let's go and create a modulo and then assign the database to this shape. So go to the Develop tab, Visual Basics, come to Insert Model, and then I will come here to View and I'll bring my property window. Now you can give a name to the model. So I will give it Basic 7. Basics 7 database model. So I will come here and then SAP Basic 7 database form, then open parenthesis, close parenthesis. So we'll just write one line of code. Okay, so the form that you have created, you make reference to that form. So I created the form is basic. How you type it, you ensure that the same thing is being inputted here, so you can see it here. So basic 7 learners database. Now say dot what? Show. Dot what? Show. Okay, then I'll save it. Control X to save it. That's correct. Now you can close it. Now go back to the sheet. Okay, go back to the sheet. Now right click on the data entry form, right click and go to assign micro, and then you locate this what you have created, Basic 7 database FRM. Okay, that's what you have created. So click on OK. So immediately I click on it, to launch the form. It will launch the form. That's correct. We want to work on the form. The first thing we will need to do is that when the user opens the form or launches the form, what should happen? We call it in programming, we call it initialize. Now this is what to do. click on the usual form. That's why I was saying that you should create a space. So don't click on the frame. Click on the usual form. This is the usual form. You double click. And this is what will happen. Then you scroll to the procedure. The procedure you want is initialize. Then you can clear this one. So for me not to waste much time, I'll paste the code and explain. Okay. As I was explaining on the WhatsApp platform, that the usual form initiate event is a special event that occurs when a usual form is first loaded, and this event is often used to initialize the usual form control, okay, such as setting their values and enabling them. So the first line of code, which is a me, which is the form does the test serial number dot value is equal to application dot worksheet function dot maximum, this worksheet dot. So what we need, what we are saying is that immediately the user click on the form, the initial event sets the value of the test serial number to the maximum student number in the base 7 database sheets plus 1. So this ensures that the test serial number control always has a unique value when a new student is entered. So what this code is to ensure that the counting will be done automatically. So when you add one student, it's the first time of adding it to give us the serial number generated 1. If one student is already added and you are another student is added, it will give you 2. So to achieve this is the code that we use. Now we want to ensure that the combo box, this is the combo box. These are the things that we want to be in the combo box. We want base 7, and then we want this item. So I can re-edit this to suit my need. Okay, so for details to be in the combo box, the function we use is dot add item dot add item. So this we are working on base 7 database. So the item should be in the combo box is base 7, and then no more in school. So if you want any other information to be in the combo box, you just dot add, and whatever you want to put it, you put into a double quotation. Now end with, before the initial event end with it should also enable that the command button, the form command button should be enabled, so that we can add students to the database. And then what happens, we are also preventing the update to be false. We don't want the update command to work. Okay, we don't want the update command to work. So save this and let's run it. So save it. Let's close it. So let's run the form. So as you can see, the number is generated because I have already 2 students on the database. So the system check it and realize that there are 2 students two students have been entered, and so the next student should be 3. Okay, and you can see that the update is disabled. Refresh is not working because we didn't add any line of code to it. Delete is not working, and then close to we have added it. So let's go back and work on the add. Now let's double click on the add. So come back. So double click on the add. So when you double click on the add, this sub procedures will be created for you. Okay, these sub procedures will be created for you. So I'll paste this line of code in the add button and explain. Now we want to add details to the system, and these details, where do we want to add it? We want to add it on the worksheet. So for us to make use of the worksheet, we need to define it. We need to define it. So the first line of code is diminishing the sh, which is what worksheet. Some people can add w to it. Okay, you can add w to it so that it will sound reasonable to you. Okay, or you leave it like that. Dim sh as what? Worksheet. Now after you have diminish, you have to what? You have to set it. So you are setting it what? The system is that whenever you see S8, it means what? This webbook.sheets, and this sheet name is what? Base 7 learner database. Look at the name. The name will be here very well. So if you have added S to the learners, make sure you add S here. Check over here. Check from the project window. Whatever you have entered, you should make sure it is here. If you do any addition which is not added here, it will affect the line of code. Okay. Now after we have diminishing the variable and we have set it, we want to use another variable, and this variable is to count for us. It's a counter function. So it's what? Dim ir as what? Long. I've explained to you there are a lot of data types. Long. So the ir is equal to application.workfunction.counter. This will count the number of what? Will count for us. So we are saying that it should count the number of cells in the A column. That is why you are making reference to the range what? A is to what? A. So we have diminishing what? ir as long, and we have set it to the value of what? The counter function, which count the number of cells in the A column that contain what? Data. And this value is used to determine the next row number where the new data will be what? Added. So this is what to check. Okay, now after you have done that, we want to give a condition. This condition is that this condition have to be met. So if me.ts, which is the learner's name, is equal to empty, there's nothing over there, then you should give a prompt, and this prompt is saying that what? Please enter learner's name. If the learner's name is not entered, it will not move to the next one. Okay, so the user will be forced to enter the learner's name. Then after it does that, it will exit that sub procedure, and then end if again, if me.the test admin dot the value is empty, then you should also give this one prompt. Okay, you can do it to end all of them, but we want to ensure that the user enters these details. Okay, now we want to add the data. Now the data that we want to add is on a particular worksheet. We are defining what the sh here means, which is the worksheet. We can write it too, but we don't want to write it. That's why we have what? Diminishing it, and you have set it so that in our coding we'll just be making reference of it. the computer understand that, okay, the SH here means what? The basis 7 database. So the basis 7 database dot the range. Where can we find the range containing the serial number? It is located on, so it is located on what? It's located on the first column, which is A. And we have assigned this value to it, the counter function, to count it for us. Then what? Then the second one, which is the what? The admin number is located on the second column. That's B, column B. It's located on column B. Now, here, if you see UKs, UK is a function in Excel that is used to convert the text in the test learner name and the test admin control to uppercase. If you want to, it should be in uppercase. This is what you ensure. What ensure that what your user type is in what? Is in what? Uppercase. Now, here, this we are having the auction button, and we are saying that if me.auction mail is true, if it's true, it should be stored on this value. You see, on this same sheet, we are storing these two values because one person can choose male. So if the person choose male, then put the male on that value. Else, if the person doesn't choose male and then you choose what, female, then put it on this value. So we are matching whatever year to be on the database, our base 7 database sheet. Then we are adding +1. The +1 is to ensure that if another student is added, +1 means what? Other student will be added. So if the first range is added, move to the second one. If the second one is added, move to the third one, in that order. So that is what we are able to do. So we are able to set. So if you study very well, you realize that the columns of these test box that we have assigned, they are on this. Especially if you look at the class, if you go back to the class is on E. See, E, in that order. That's what we're doing, in that order. So after that, there's one thing also we need to check, is the key. If you look at the key is here. Is the key, which is the image path, which is what? The image path. The image path. We are assigning it to be stored on what? On key. Now, if all these things are met, then it should give us this prompt that what? Record successful ended. Then it should be a VB information. Then you should call the refresh button. Okay, you should call the refresh. Meaning it should refresh. Meaning, or if these things are already added and it's stored on a database, then the refresh means is to clear everything over there for a new data to be entered. I realize that some of you are saying that you have to comment it. It depends on the version of the Microsoft Office that you're using. If you are using the latest version, this code will work. The other people are saying unless you comment it. That's perfect. So let's save this work and run it. So click on the form and run it. So let's put the second admission 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the person name is Constec. It's a male. It's in basic 7. Date of birth is 12. Any random number. For now, the parent name is Constec. location, I go zoom in, Volta region, and his whole town is also Agozuma. It's in the Ketu South District. Then the contact. Now we haven't worked on the add picture, so it will not work. We'll work on it. So let's click. Let's check. There's an error somewhere. Okay, so you comment on this code, but later on comment on it. Comment on it and save it. When we activate the refresh, it will now work. So now the data has been added. Click on OK. The data has been added onto the system. That's perfect. As you can see, that's perfect. We will stop here. When we work on the refresh, it will not give us that that response, because there's nothing, or we haven't assigned the refresh button a code. That's why it's giving us that error. So just comment on it. When you comment, in our next lesson, we'll look at the refresh and the other one. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.